What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to a spoiler talk. Haven't done a spoiler talk in a long time, so I feel like I have to say welcome back to that. I don't know, it just felt right. But we're doing spoiler talk for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I'm excited to do this with you guys because, yeah, it's been a long time since I've done a spoiler talk, and I did my review for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness the other day, but I couldn't talk about hardly any of the movie. I was able to talk about the visuals, the directing, the actors, but I couldn't talk about what they did, and that's what I really wanted to sink my teeth into with you guys. So you are getting this extra video for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness so that we can sink our teeth into that together. If you haven't seen Doctor Strange yet, I warn you, I mean it when I say there's going to be spoilers in this. So turn away now, just come back later, please. I need the views. If you have seen it and you're ready for spoiler talk, let's do it.
Things just got out of hand.
Right off the bat, guys, you got Doctor Strange, not our Doctor Strange, but a different Doctor Strange, helping America Chavez get away from a demon, or so you think, and then at the last second, he's like, nah, you know what, we can't get away. I'm just going to take your power and kill you. And our Doctor Strange would never do that, but this Doctor Strange clearly hasn't had the growth that our Doctor Strange had to have, because you remember from Infinity War, our Doctor Strange told Tony, he's like, hey, I will not hesitate to sacrifice you and the boy, meaning Spider-Man, to protect the Time Stone. And Tony's like, I got it. Like, that was our Doctor Strange's mentality, and our Doctor Strange has now grown over the last several movies to become such a better version of himself. But this Doctor Strange clearly hasn't, because he was ready to sacrifice a little girl just to stop one evil being in the universe. And he said it's the greater good. But then before he could do it, he gets killed, and that sets the tone, I feel like, for the whole movie. You get to see a Doctor Strange die. You get to see a hero die, which is pretty cool. You don't get to see a lot of that in Marvel. Well, okay. I guess you kind of do with Infinity War, but not brutally. Like, everybody just kind of dusted away. He was brutal, like the rest of the kills in this movie, which we'll get into. But you see a character without growth, and then it flips to our Doctor Strange, and I said I'm not doing a play-by-play, so I promise I won't, but it flips to our Doctor Strange, and he realized that was a nightmare, or so he thought. I don't know, it's cool, like, they introduced the fact that your dreams are actually you peering into another universe. Like, I've never heard that theory before. I'm sure it's out there, but it's such a cool thing, because, like, I had a dream the other day. And it was just like, it was so vividly me, but it wasn't me because it was a dream. And I'm like, is that another reality of me? Well, that's just cool. I don't know. Kind of looking forward to go to sleep later. Also, I haven't gotten a lot of sleep lately. But I would like to go to sleep because I'd like to dream and be like, hey, that's the other universe me. I don't know. It's weird. You know, there's a universe me looking out my eyes right now at a camera like, what is this guy doing? Really? We're reviewing movies? But the next thing we could jump into, guys, is the Scarlet Witch. I couldn't talk about her. I couldn't talk about Elizabeth Olsen's character, the Scarlet Witch, very much. I could say she was in it, but I couldn't really talk about it because almost immediately you find out she is the main villain for this movie. And when I say main villain, I mean she is the deadliest Marvel villain we've seen. I know Thanos snapped his fingers and took away half of reality, but Wanda, she scorched earth on these people. It is great. She goes against Doctor Strange and Juan and America Chavez and the whole army of Kamatage. That's how you say it? But wherever Doctor Strange's hangout is. Anyway, she goes against all of them, and when she wrecks shop, at one point there's a guy who's like clearly dying. Like, he shows no threat to her whatsoever. He's just crawling, and she just dusts him, man. Like, it is brutal. Like, this is a character I didn't think we'd ever get in the MCU. I never thought we'd get such a dark villain with no compassion. Like, I know Hela was killing people and she was spiking people, but it didn't seem the same. Like, once people were dead, she just walked away from him. Scarlet Witch kind of looked around and she was like, let's kill you. Let's make sure you're dead. Like, remember when Michael Keaton was like,
I'll kill you and everybody you love. I'll kill you dead.
That's what he was talking about. Of course, then you get Doctor Strange, he gets thrown into the multiverse, and I told my wife when I saw it, I was like, it felt like an A24 film at times, like when they're going through the paint universe. You know, somebody at A24 was just like, jot that down, jot that down. Like, it's what they like to do. It's weird. But of course, eventually Doctor Strange meets up with an old friend / nemesis, Baron Mordo, but it's a different one. It's one he can trust, or so he thinks, because he gets knocked out and then wakes up in front of the Illuminati. Oh my god. Okay, so there's several people in the Illuminati. Only one of them really blew my mind. I never watched the Inhumans show, so we'll start with Black Bolt, I think his name is, the leader of the Inhumans. Never saw him, didn't know what his power was, but I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe now I'll watch Inhumans. And then later Wanda makes his head pop. That was brutal. As soon as that happened, I was like, oh my God, they're going to kill all of the Illuminati, aren't they? And they did. I was shocked. But then you get the reveal of Monica Rambeau in this universe as Captain Marvel. That's pretty cool. It's like a swap. So it was nice seeing her as Captain Marvel. I loved her showing off her powers. And yeah, she gets crushed to death by Wanda. Then you get Captain Carter. Captain Carter, oh my God. And she said it. When she said the line in the theater, I jumped. I loved it. When she said, I can do this all day, I was like, yes. But then very quickly she realized she could not do it all day with the Scarlet Witch, because Scarlet Witch took that shield and put it right through her, cut her in half, and you saw the blood drip off that shield. I mean, Marvel went for it. Then you get Professor X. Oh my God, when they revealed him in his yellow chair, like, I didn't watch any promotion for this movie after the Charles Xavier trailer, so I knew he was going to be in it, but I didn't know about the yellow chair. He comes out in the yellow chair. He comes out to the X-Men theme song. Oh my God, that was wonderful. Please, yes, give us an X-Men movie with the X-Men theme song and everybody decked out in yellow. But of course, Charles Xavier tries to stop Scarlet and she snaps his neck. That was brutal too. And then I saved the best for last. Although he didn't necessarily die last, I saved Reed Richards' John Krasinski. Oh my God, I can't believe that they actually got him to be Mr. Fantastic. I mean, this has been fan casting forever, and it's been fan casting for so long that I never thought it would happen. I was like, no, they're gonna cast somebody a lot younger, they're gonna cast somebody different, they're not gonna cast him. And then they cast John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, and of course Wanda makes him spaghetti and pop, he blows up too. But this to me says that with the direction Marvel's going, with everything going on, I don't know if we'll see any of those characters ever again. Although I would like to see Captain Carter, if I'm being completely honest. I'd like to see her again. But with that said, I believe that John Krasinski is the standout from here. I believe not only will he be in the Fantastic Four as Mr. Fantastic, but I believe he will also direct the movie. And we saw him direct Quiet Place 1 and 2, so I'm in. But this movie's not called Mr. Fantastic John Krasinski in the Multiverse of Madness. It's about Doctor Strange. So let's get back to Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange ends up in a world where there's been an incursion, and I believe, after watching this a second time, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what I believe happened is that Doctor Strange met up with the Illuminati version of Doctor Strange. I think that's why the incursion happened there, where two universes collided and started to kill everyone except for this one dark and evil Doctor Strange. And our Doctor Strange has to go against him, and they have a musical battle. It's hard to even explain, but Doctor Strange takes the notes off of a page and uses them almost as shuriken and throws them at the evil Doctor Strange. He comes back at him with the same thing, and they just have this awesome fight. Like every time the evil Doctor Strange is da-na-na, it's so cool. I don't know. It's neat. I really liked that. But our Doctor Strange gets the upper hand with one little note from a harp, knocks the other Doctor Strange out a window, and he falls to his death and gets impaled in a Marvel movie. Oh my God. Like, I could not believe that they went for it. I keep saying that, but they did. The brutality in this movie is unlike anything I've ever seen in a Marvel movie before, and I loved that. You get Doctor Strange decides, you know what, now I'm going to dream walk. Scarlet Witch been doing it the whole movie. I didn't really cover that earlier, but yeah, she's been doing it the whole movie. She's been dream walking into other realities of herself. And so this Doctor Strange dream walks into the dead version of himself. So you get Zombie Strange. That was so cool. It was very Sam Raimi. Like, it looked like something right out of Evil Dead. So when I tell people the last act of this movie is Evil Dead meets the MCU, that's 100% what I'm talking about. And I can't really tell them what I'm talking about if they haven't seen the movie, but it really is. It's Evil Dead meets the MCU at the end of this movie, and it was brilliant. I loved his cape of the lost souls, or the souls of the damned. That was so cool. He has his final showdown with Wanda, but really he doesn't. He kind of throws the souls at her and makes her see America Chavez. Really helps. There's a lot that goes on in that scene. So Doctor Strange has one last moment with his Christine, somebody I haven't really talked about very much in this review, but I've been talking about other things. But they had a beautiful moment at the end. I really like that. When Doctor Strange tells her, I love you in every universe, I'll be honest with you, I was waiting for somebody to use that in one of these multiverse movies, and I'm glad they did that here, because that was nice. I don't know. The only other person I think it would have been okay is if Tom Holland somehow traveled the multiverse as Spider-Man and like found a Zendaya in every universe and he told her. I'd believe that too. But I believed it when Doctor Strange told her. I loved it. Doctor Strange told Christine, I loved you in every universe. That was deep. That hit me. I loved it. This movie was brutal. This movie was awesome. This movie was colorful. This movie went for it in every single way, and at the end, it still found a way to pull at your heart and be like, yeah, he loves her in every single universe. Do you have someone that loves you in every single universe? Probably not. I know I do. I hope. It's me, probably. Gonna get into the after credit scene, and the after credit scene, of course, is Charlize Theron. She shows up in this movie. She shows up at the end of this movie, and she's like, "Hey, Doctor Strange, you caused an incursion. You coming with me? You too afraid?" And then she cuts open reality with a sword, and the reality that she cuts open looks like Dormammu's realm. Like, I noticed that originally. Like, I didn't know who Charlize Theron was playing in this movie. I was just like, okay, that's definitely Dormammu's realm, right? And then when I looked it up later, you find out that she's playing the niece of Dormammu. So 100% we're getting Dormammu again. I'm in, because I didn't think we got enough of him the first time. I loved what we got, but I didn't feel like we got enough. Like, we didn't get to see the grand stage that is Dormammu. So hopefully we get that in the next one. I thought the end credit scene was okay. You know, I don't know. I would have liked a little grander scope MCU. And they could have done that. Even Spider-Man Far From Home did that. They showed Nick Fury's character at the very end, like in space, watching over Earth. He was on the sword ship. And at least that was like bigger MCU implications. We haven't really got bigger MCU implications in a couple movies. This movie kind of kept that trend going as well, because we got with Charlize and Doctor Strange, they jump in to stop the incursion that he had created. That doesn't really scream MCU to me. That kind of screams the next setup for Doctor Strange. And you still have the Baron Mordo setup from the original Doctor Strange that I'd like to get back to too. So maybe, I don't know. It got a lot to handle there. Although we get 3 or 4 more Strange movies, and I'd be fine with that if they're going to keep being this awesome. And finally get the last credit scene. And honestly, it's just Bruce Campbell being Bruce Campbell. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not the biggest Bruce Campbell fan. I get, like, I sat next to some super fan Bruce Campbell in my first showing, and he just loved it. He's like, "Oh my God, that was the greatest thing." I was like, all right, dude, that's cool. Do you? But yeah, so that's all we got for the end credit scenes. I have a few questions though, and now I'm going to ask them, and hopefully you guys can answer them in the comments. First one, do you think that's Scarlet Witch's ultimate demise? You think like she crushed herself and it's over, or do you think they'll bring her back in some way? Because I love Elizabeth Olsen, and I'm going to miss her in the MCU. Now, her character's kind of played out her arc, but now we know there's a multiverse of Scarlet Witch, so do you think we'll get her? Let me know in the comment section. My next question is, are we getting more of America Chavez? I don't know this. Like, legitimately, are we going to get more? Because she seemed like a plot device in this movie to kind of further the plot. And I don't know if we're going to get more of her. Will we get more of her in the Strange movies? Or are we going to get more of her in, like, the wider MCU? Is she going to get her own show? Because I think I'd like to explore what's going on there a little bit. But I don't know. Again, she seemed more of just like a plot device to me. And finally, my last question is, did this movie further the MCU? Kind of touched on this in my after credit thought, but, you know, I'm just curious, like, obviously the after credits didn't really further the broader scope of the MCU, but I think getting Reed Richards, I think seeing Professor X, I think seeing those things happen, knowing there's a multiverse with just infinite possibilities, I think that really does broaden the MCU. But overall, I turn the question over to you guys who are watching this video right now. Do you think this will help broaden the MCU, or do you think this is just kind of a closed shell of a movie? We're not really going to see most of these characters, probably Reed Richards, not too many more of these characters going forward. I don't know. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And that's my spoiler thoughts, guys. Those are the thoughts that I had when I couldn't talk about them in the review last week, and I really wanted to, so I wanted to put out this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a like. Make sure you share this video with your friends. If you haven't seen Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and you've watched this whole video, well, you know all the spoilers. But if you have seen it, put your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. And finally, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, I got a lot of content coming your way. Lots of new movies coming out this month. I think Top Gun is the end of this month. Looking forward to that. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that review. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.